Hi, everyone. I am back for New Year's predictions. Are you ready? Happy New Year. It's 2025. I can't believe it's 2025 already. I feel like the year went fast. Actually, I feel like it drug along a little bit. Parts of it drug along, parts of it went fast. Anyway, so I see that you all survived. That's good. Um, how are you feeling? How are you feeling at the end of 2024? Do you feel ready for 2025? Do you feel ready for a whole new outlook on what we're going to do next? So 2024, I told you last year was all about opportunities opening up. It was all about travel. It was about I was hoping that travel was going to open all the way back up and everyone was going to start going places again and flights and all that were going to get easier. I think it did get that way a little bit. I definitely think that people started traveling again. I do also think that the flight patterns haven't quite returned the way that I would like them to. I still ended up stuck in a couple of airports this year. Flights got canceled and delayed, and there's still a lot of crap going on at the airport that I just don't think is fun. But, whatever, at least it's better than it was. So let's talk about 2025. Oh my goodness. So 2025 is all about family. Okay. So the two is your heart chakra. It's all about your heart, your emotions, your trust for yourself, your trust for others. It's about your trust for the world. It's about how you feel about the world that you're living in. It's like an empath number. It's like your feeling of the world and the people and all of that. Now, five is a nurturing number. It's a family number. Um, it's all about like family and connections and friendships. Like it's about stuff like that. So when you add those two numbers, you're going to get your emotional part from the heart. And then you're going, oh, sorry, the five is also the sacral chakra. So that is your womb chakra. So that is where the nurturing is coming from. Okay. So when you combine that, you're going to combine your heart, like your emotions and your love and um, your feelings for people and all of that. And then you're going to combine it with your sacral chakra, which is your nurturing and your family and the things that you hold important and valuable. So like a two and a five, those both of those numbers are like numbers coming from the place of your why, like they're both like kind of why numbers, like why am I doing this and who am I doing it for and what do I care about? So when you put that together, this year is going to be rooted in that. This year is going to be rooted in your family. It's going to be rooted in your feelings for your family, your relationships with your family. You're going to start like if I were to say like what should you do with this year, you should start this year going into it with a focus of getting everybody on the same level, like getting everyone on the same page, knowing where you stand with people, saying I love you when you haven't said it, or saying, let's work this out when you haven't really faced it, or things like that. It's like a time when you want to come back home. You want to come back to your ground. You want to have that stability in your family and your support system. It's really about growing a really strong support system because you're trying to launch into, something different, because so like this year is all about like kind of fertilizing that ground, making that support system whole and solid and secure, and like having your why be in place so that like the next few years you can kind of go off from that knowing that you're coming from a place of stability. So next year is 2026 is going to be all about creativity and new projects and things like that. So this year you're going to want to kind of like make the ground really fertile and stable and ready for you to kind of expand then into new things. So that's kind of like the idea. Last year was hard. It really was a hard year. I didn't talk about like the negative side of last year. I don't typically talk about the negative side of things, but I do think I should visit that a little bit just to kind of validate what maybe you've gone through in the last year. So yes, it was a year, 2024, a year of opportunities, a year of decisions, a year of directions and travel and things like that. Okay. It was also a year of choices, like not just good choices, kind of like, what do you decide? Like, who do you pair with? Who do you partner with? Who do you, kind of like walk with? Are you walking with the light or are you walking with the dark? Are you making choices that are easy or choices that are moral? Um, are you deciding like, are you deciding to go ahead, in ways that kind of like walk on other people or kind of like are coming from the right place, so this past year did have some like darkness to it because it was kind of, I was talking to someone earlier about this and I told him that it's kind of like an initiation kind of year, like kind of like a soul choice kind of year where you're faced with like your morality and your where you stand in things, like what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, and then kind of like you're landing then in 2025 on the moral ground, that you're going to stand in, and 2025, the 5 is all about morality. It's all about your code of ethics, like who you are as a person and who you want to be. It's about your integrity. It's about who am I that I'm presenting to the world, so when you're going into 2025 and you just came out of a year that you were faced with a lot of hard choices, I hope that you made the right ones. Like, I hope you made the right choices, the ones that make you feel good inside, the ones that like give you, that fill you up and give you something to be proud of, walking into 2025, like, are you walking into 2025 with a whole bunch of shame because, because you caved to things that you might not have agreed with? Or are you walking into 2025 knowing I stood my ground? I, didn't do the easy thing. I did the right thing. I did the morally sound thing. I followed my values. I followed my heart. Like, yes, I was presented with lots of opportunities, but not all of those opportunities were good for me or good for the people that I was working with or helping, So, so if you didn't make a lot of the right choices, or maybe you're not like solid and feeling good about the things that you did in 2024, that's okay, because you can always start again. You can start again now with a new focus, and your new focus should be get in integrity with yourself, get in integrity with others. Lose the friends that aren't real friends, the ones that are fair weather friends, the ones that are just with you just to kind of hang on to you, or maybe you're hanging on to them. Get rid of the ones that aren't the real ones, Look into your own eyes and know your own truth and go forward with that. Go forward into this next year with the knowing that you're following what is true and right for you. And then that will set up a really good foundation for the next few years, because the next few years are all about growth and they're about expansion and things like that. So what you want to do is you want to set that ground right now. You want to make your support system as solid as it can be. Now, the negative of this year is that you don't want to give too much of yourself away. You don't want to over deliver. You don't want to like, you want things to be kind of more balanced and fair and like, give but also take, make sure that like the support you're giving to other people, you're also getting back. Choose your friends wisely, choose your family wisely, choose your circle, decide who it is that you want to continue this journey with, because our journeys are getting kind of more serious, aren't they? Like, we're kind of walking into like, what do we want for our lives, and it's time to get serious. It's time to really think about why am I doing all of this? And who am I doing it with? So this is a year of who. I want you to ask who. Who am I doing this with? Why are we doing it together? Things like that. And just know that this year is about cultivating those relationships, that support system, building it really strong, and only taking with you the people that make sense to you going forward. So hopefully that all makes sense. Of course, you can ask me questions about this if you have questions. And I'll be back next year for more predictions. I mean, this is what I do every year now. So I hope you like this, and I will see you soon. Bye.